Hey everybody, Carl Laurence here with Jet Space Magazine, and welcome back to The Beats. Our next artist is no stranger to the stage or screen. She's an incredible singer-songwriter, community activist, and overall beautiful black soul. She's been everywhere from national television to intimate house shows, and she will rock your world. She'll make you fall in love, bring you to tears, and empower you all at the same damn time, honey. Give it up for the incomparable Stephanie Ann Johnson. Everybody give it up for Stephanie Ann Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm super excited to have you. Usually I know most of our artists pretty well beforehand, but it's really nice when I have someone I don't know too well come on, get to know about your life. I'm already a giant fan of your music, so I mean that's just there. And you have quite the resume, if I do say so myself.
A little bit.
I want to talk about your kind of highlights. What's been kind of your one favorite kind of crowning moment for you as an artist?
The coolest thing I got to do last year, like my Johnny Cash moment, one of the gals that I actually met when I was volunteering at Rain City Rock Camp for Girls works with a company called FEPS, and it's like the Freedom Education Project. And so they raise money to pay for instructors to go into the Purdy prison, which is the women's prison out there, like 30 minutes from Tacoma, something like this. And so all of the gals were graduating with their AAs. And so I got to go into the prison and play for the graduation. And it's like, you want to see somebody making a change. Hello. You know what I'm saying? I have never been happier to be background music. Because it was like, here are these people like deciding to be different, you know, like fully like making transformation right here, you know, and like it was in a gymnasium.
Come on.
And there's like little pods of groups of parents, you know, that have driven from all over Washington State, you know, and it was just like, okay, this is family. I'm good. And I got cake at the end too, so it was good.
And it's not even your birthday. Cute. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Giving back. I mean, it's community. That's really what it's all about. Because you are from Tacoma, correct?
Yeah, born and raised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, reppin'.
Yeah.
Well, so kind of moving along with that, I would love to talk to you a little bit about something I always bring up with artists is challenges that you face. Being a woman of color, being, you know, somewhere in the queer spectrum. What have you faced in your music career that's been like, wow, I didn't really know this was a challenge, and it is one, you know?
Well, I mean, as a performer, like, especially when I was younger and I was performing on the cruise ships, you know what I mean? Like, you're catering to rich white people. You need to make them feel comfortable at all times. So, you know, people ask you those wild questions. How old are you? Where are your children? Why don't you have children? Where's your man? Oh dear, you don't have a man? You don't have a husband? You still have time. Child. If these motherfuckers don't, I'm at work. Sorry. So it can be stressful, but instead of like focusing on the challenges, I really like to focus on stuff like this.
Yes.
You and I, right? You are creating space, right? For people like me who are somewhere on the queer spectrum. I mean, gender's weird. I'm not really sure what it means.
Hey,
I'm not really I don't really know. I mean, it's like these genitals mean you have to do these things. That doesn't really, I don't get it. So I really appreciate artists like yourself who are being job creators and making space for people like me and all the wonderful artists that were on this bill tonight to show out, right, for our peers, for for people who are wanting to hear our stories.
Yeah, which people want to know. The world wants to know.
Yeah.
Well, we're here. We're here. We ain't going nowhere. Yeah, moving past the challenges, I want to talk about some of the work that you do in community. The Ladies Who Rock Camp.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
let's talk about it.
The Ladies Rock Camp, right, started as a fundraiser for the Rain City Rock Camp for girls.
Okay.
They do like 5 or 6 weeks of summer camp, serving young women and gender non-conforming individuals. Yes, safe space. And I believe it's like ages like 7 to 19, and then 19 to 21, there's an advanced music program. So the Ladies Rock Camp, right, is just kind of a smaller version of that for grown women and gender non-conforming individuals. Get there the first day on Friday. You get sorted into a band, kind of sorting hat style. You get instrument instruction, even if you've never held a guitar, bass, drums, vocal.
Wow.
Right? You get a band coach that'll like coach you on how to write this song with your group. And then on Sunday, you perform all together. Right? So it's a creative environment. It talks a lot about body positivity. It talks about as women and femme-presenting people, learning, unlearning, apologizing for living or taking up any kind of space. So I love it. It's for me. And I'm really into what they're doing, using music to reach people, handing a small girl child a Fender Strat and say, hey, plug it into that Marshall amp, girl. You can be loud, it's fine. We love that. That's exciting.
And it really is about the youth. I mean, I've talked about this with so many friends. Our generation and older, a lot of people are set in their ways. So we really got to focus on the youth, which I think is great.
Well, Frederick Douglass tells us it's better to, work on raising the children than trying to fix broken men.
Woo! Hey.
There's that. Secondarily, if I don't reach out to these youth and get to know them, how can I expect them to come and listen to my music if I don't know who they are?
Yes.
And so I feel the same way about teaching as well. I love to teach. I love to take a voice lesson. And I love to perform. So having those 3 things, something I'm learning and looking forward to, somebody I'm mentoring, and somebody who's mentoring me. All of that.
Yeah. Well-rounded.
Yes.
Because you always can learn something, hey?
Hello.
So what's next? I know you're doing the camp this summer, right?
We're doing Ladies Rock Camp for the South Sound. It is the first weekend in March.
Okay.
So the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If you want to come be with other gender non-conforming women and femme-presenting people, please come out. I know it's going to be at the Mountaineers Club in Tacoma. Go ahead and Google Rain City Rock Camp for Girls. We do need volunteers. If you know people that own restaurants or you work in a restaurant, you have something to give. We love donations. On the 10th of August, I will start rehearsals with the Village Theater to be in their production of Hairspray. I'm going to be getting my hands on for a couple months. Yeah. Some high heels with like a actual full face.
Yeah. Well, we're excited. Yeah. Where can we find you, like, online? Where can we keep up with you?
Online. Find me on the Facebook. I'm constantly on the Facebook. I post a lot of articles. I try to encourage people to talk to each other and be honest. Hell, I encourage white people to ask their silly questions. Let's do it. Let's speak, right? I'd rather have you ask me something silly than say something disrespectful to someone else.
Come on.
So there's that. If you're interested in purchasing some of my music, it is on the iTunes, but skip that. Go to bandcamp.com, search Stephanie Ann Johnson, Ann with an E. I have 6 different records up there, child. I have been doing this for a minute. I put out 2 records last year. One is all demos, and one is a 3-part female harmony. I put a singing group together last year. We're called Birds. And that album is called The Black Winter Hymnal, and it is a mixture of some of the Lutheran hymns I learned singing in college and some of the gospel blues that I learned while I was traveling, doing a lot of music.
Yes, which I have listened to. It's beautiful. Please, Bandcamp, Stephanie Ann Johnson. We're about to see her slay some guitar and some singing. So stick around. Give it up for Stephanie Ann Johnson!
When you call me, I want to answer. What you whisper, I want to hear. So come to me, my
seriously though, amazing. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for tuning in to The Beat. We will see you in the next episode.
Hey.